This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
Turn it over to the broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back to day number 3 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. We got 3 games today, and we got some important information for our viewers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, allow a few more viewers to join in so we can get the message out to as many as possible, and then we will return with the starting lineups and all that good stuff. So let's take a 30-second break and come back with that information here on MSPN Digital Television.
Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
All right. Oops, we got to reset our line score here. All right, so looking at the numbers, looks like we got a good chunk of people watching, so we'll go ahead and go over this now. So the game's scheduled for 11, 3:30, and 6:30 today, so there is a schedule change. So this game will start at 11 a.m. as scheduled, but due to some severe weather that's forecasted for later tonight, they are going to start the 3:30 game 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game here at 11 a.m., and then they will start the 6:30 game 30 minutes after the conclusion of our second game today. So you only have a 30-minute window between games, and that's all in an effort to beat some severe weather that is forecasted for the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour tonight. We did have a thunderstorm roll through Fargo last night around just right around 4:30 in the morning, and as a result of that, some good news and some bad news. That storm damaged the least important part and the least expensive part of our center field setup. The good news is the more expensive stuff is safe because we took it down, and so I made the smart decision there. But as a result, we will not have a center field pitcher camera today because I have a new stand with I have a stand with 2 broken legs, and we have a stand that is on overnight order, and we hope to have it here by tomorrow, but it will definitely be here for the championship game, so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Normally we don't talk through the national anthem, but figured that was some good information to share with you. So once again, 30-minute windows between each game today. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll go through the starting lineups for West Fargo and Yankton. It's an elimination game here on day 3 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament on MSPN Digital Television. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back. So once again, that's where you can find us online, YouTube and X. That's the only two places that we exist. If you look for us on one of those other social media channels, you won't find us. You might find a Google result, but those places don't exist anymore. So, and the reason for it, it's a lot for one guy to manage. So we went down to just YouTube and X, and of course you're already here on YouTube, and we want to thank. We've gotten a little over 150 new subscribers since this tournament started, and that is awesome. We've also gotten about 75 new X followers since this tournament started, and that is also awesome. We've been stuck in the mid 200s for a while now, and now we've eclipsed the 300 follower mark on MSPN DTV X account. So once again, thank you so much for that. Taking a look at the upcoming schedule here. Like I said, each game is going to be 30 minutes. So the home teams in today's game will be West Fargo, Fargo Post 400, and Shakopee. And the visiting teams will be Yankton, Harrisburg, and Lincoln East / Carpetland. So there you see the final scores from the 8 games that have already been played. And we're about to get ready for game number 9 here. And once again, West Fargo will be the home team on the scoreboard. Yankton will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. And we will go ahead and get ready to go here with the starting lineups. Your starting pitcher on the mound here for West Fargo is going to be number 22, Parker Henrich. He's a right-handed pitcher, a senior this year, and we'll see if he returns as a super senior next year or not. On the flip side, your starting pitcher for Yankton is going to be Infeld Francis. He wears number 12. He's also a right-handed pitcher. And the first pitch comes across at 10:57 a.m. It's for ball 1 here. As we get things started here on game number 9 of the Central Plains Regional Tournament. And a ground ball foul to the third base side for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The leadoff batter here for Yankton Post 12 is Samuel Golke. We'll see Matthew Sheldon as well as Easton Fieser here in this inning. And once again, Parker Henrich is your starting pitcher. He's tossing him into the glove of Ryan Camarillo. And that's a low line drive to Brody Medina, the second baseman, for out number 1. And that was a very low line drive. Brody Medina had to get down on 2 knees to get that one secured into his glove. And that will bring up Matthew Sheldon now. And the first pitch will be a little bit low for a ball. Matthew Sheldon is batting 1,000 here in the regional tournament. And that might end here with a fly out to right field, and he does. Yep. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was 5 for 5 until that fly out. Now he's 5 for 6. He had a hit to left center, a hit to right center. He had a home run, and he also had 2 shallow right center hits as well prior to that fly out to right field. So most of his stuff this tournament has gone to right field. But that puts 2 outs into the book now here for Yankton in the top half of the first. And Easton Fieser is the batter now, and that pitch will come across for strike 1. Around the bases here for West Fargo, you got Hudson Dinger at first, Brody Medina at second, Jet Collins is the shortstop, and this one's going to be popped up over the head of the shortstop, Jet Collins, into left center field, and a nice catch on the run there by Landon Zink. Max Zenker at third, and then that will bring Max Zenker at third, and then the outfield, you got Landon Zink in left, Trey Huzar in center, and Tate Herman in right. And with that fly out to left center, that also ends the top half of the first inning. So it's a 1-2-3 put down for West Fargo on Yankton Post 12 here in the top of the first. And now the Patriots will bring out the bats when we return after the break. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, Individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, let's look at Francis Invelt, your starting pitcher here for Yankton Post 12. He'll be tossing them into the glove of Gavin Johnson behind home plate. And then around the bases here for Yankton Post 12, you got Matthew Sheldon at first, Owen Wishon at second, Beck Reichen the shortstop, Samuel Golke will be at the hot corner at third. In the outfield, you got Tate Bestie in left field, Easton Feeser in right field, and in center field here for Yankton Post 12 will be Evan Sirk. Just got to check something here in the background really quick. There we go. Okay. All right, everything's good, and just in the nick of time, too. And Trey Huzar will fly out to left field. That will be caught by Tate Bestie for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here for the West Fargo Patriots. And we got 4 up, 4 down here in Game 9 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. The winner will move on, and the loser will have their season come to a conclusion here in this elimination game. Here's the windup from Invelt. He'll deliver, and this one is a fly out to center field off the bat of Landon Zink. Backpedaling there is Evan Sirk, and he will not make the catch. It will just go over the outstretched glove of, and I'm not sure how tall Evan Sirk is. He's about 310 feet away from where I'm at right now, but from my eyeballs, I would say he's at least 6 feet. And when he puts that arm up in the air, he's got to be at least 7 feet, if not 7'2". And that ball just went over his outstretched arms by a couple of inches over his head. So that'll be a base hit and a double here for Landon Zink. And I'll bring up Jet Collins. And Jet Collins is a fantastic player here for West Fargo. He rarely doesn't get on base when he comes to the plate. He had a game in the state tournament against, I'm drawing a blank who the opponent was, but he went 5 for 5 in that game. A triple, 2 doubles, and 3, a triple, a double, and 3 singles in that. And I'm going to have to look up which game that was against. I don't remember. I remember it was in the first round when the games were moved to Raybon Field in Williston due to the fact that the original field was flooded due to a thunderstorm that rolled through the previous day. 3 balls and no strikes now here to Jet Collins. And like I said, one way or another, Jet Collins usually reaches base, and now he's potentially a pitch away from getting on base once again. But, and then a couple games later, he went like 1 for 3, but like I said, it's unlikely. They will call a strike there, but it's a wild pitch strike, and that allows Landon Zink to get to third. So a very unusual wild pitch strike. What happened was the pitch came down the middle, and then it popped out of Gavin Johnson's glove and went to the right side there into the backstop. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. And now the Yankton coach is having some words here with the home plate umpire. Your umpires today include Tim Higgins behind the plate calling the balls and the strikes. You got Eric Guler manning the first base area of the field, and Corey Aldrich is manning over on the third base side of the field here for your umpires today for this game between Yankton Post 12 and West Fargo. And wherever you're tuning in from, or maybe you're just listening to the game, we appreciate you tuning in and wish your team the best of luck in today's contest here. Once again, runner on third now is Landon Zink. As we return to action finally. It is a 3-ball, 1-strike count here to Jet Collins. Francis Infelt on the mound. He'll set wide and deliver that 3-1 pitch. And that one is going into right field. And that will drop for a base hit. And that will score Landon Zink. And West Fargo has a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Jet Collins into right field. That'll bring up Brody Medina now.
Second baseman, number 1, Brody Medina.
So Medina on second base. Luke Finn, the batter. And that pitch is low for a ball. 1-0 now here to Luke Finn. Hudson Dinger moves into the on-deck circle. This will be pitch number 10 here for Francis Infelt. And the delivery, and that one is just over the outstretched glove of Owen Wishon, the second baseman, into right field. Rounding third comes Brody Medina. He will score standing up, and it is another RBI double for West Fargo, this one for Luke Finn. They will take a 2-0 lead now here over Yankton.
Number 4, Luke Finn.
Hang on. What did I do wrong here? Oh, okay, never mind. I figured out what I did wrong here. Luke Finn is the batter. It was Brody Medina who got the RBI double over the head of the second baseman. And the delivery of the pitch is down low for a ball. 2-0 now here to Luke Finn, or 3-0. It's 2-0. The umpire just put 2 fingers up. Scoreboard in the outfield showed 3. But it is 2-0. Two runs on 3 hits so far here for West Fargo, as the pitch comes outside for a 3-0 count here. 10 minutes into the ball game now. "21 runs scored in the Shakopee Fargo Post 400 game last night. That's the most runs put up by a combined total of runs by a team in the tournament so far. Harrisburg and Grand Rapids put up 13. Yankton and Elkhorn yesterday put up 9. Lincoln and West Fargo put up 10 yesterday. Elkhorn and Shakopee put up 7 on the day 1. Lincoln and Harrisburg put 6 on the board combined in day 1. Stars and Yankton put 5 on the board in day 1, and the lowest scoring game of the tournament so far was West Fargo's 4-0 win over Grand Rapids back on day 1 of the tournament. So there you go, a little bit of fun facts for you here on day 3 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24, Hudson Dinger.
So runners on first and second. Hudson Dinger, the batter now. And that one will come in for ball one. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one will drop into the dirt for ball two. So 2-0 now here to Hudson Dinger. Once again, runners on first and second. It's Brody Medina on second, Luke Finn on first. 2 runs on 3 hits so far here in the bottom of the first inning here for West Fargo. And they are looking for more after falling 10-0 to Lincoln yesterday. Lincoln and Shakopee will play in the scheduled 6:30 game, which will probably be closer to that 4 o'clock area, depending on how long the first 2 games go. And that is strike one on a swing and a miss. So if you missed our announcement earlier when we came on the air, due to some forecasted severe weather that's expected to hit the Fargo area here in that 7-8 o'clock hour tonight, each of the games will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of the game before it. So the Fargo Post 400 Stars in Harrisburg will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this West Fargo Yankton game. And then Lincoln and Shakopee will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of the Harrisburg and Fargo Post 400 game. 3 balls and a strike now here to Hudson Dinger. Francis Invelt will deliver, and that one's popped up. Foul territory to the first base side, and it'll be a full count at 3-2. So a payoff pitch coming up here for Francis Invelt. And the delivery. And that's high and inside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded here for the West Fargo Patriots. Tate Herman will be the batter here for the Patriots. And we'll have a visit to the mound here, as Yankton wants to talk some things over. Once again, broadcast coverage of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament, as well as coverage of the Fargo Post 400 Stars and the West Fargo Patriots this summer, has been brought to you by Frank's Lounge, Buffalo Wild Wings, Sweet Shots, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, Mandy's of Fargo ND, where you can find something for everyone at mandy'soffargond.com, TCI Insurance, FM Convention Bureau, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Marvin Windows and DMN Industries, along with Vic's Lounge. I'll have this game, obviously, although I wouldn't step out in the middle of a game. And then Brad Anderson will have the game between the Fargo Post 400 Stars and the Harrisburg Post 45 Tigers. And then I'll be back for the Lincoln versus Shakopee game later this afternoon, I'll say. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change here for Yankton. It will be coming onto the mound here in place of Francis Invelt will be Boston Frick, number 9. And that means, let's see here, waiting for the PA announcer. He says 19. That's what I got as well. Francis Invelt, 19 pitches, 11 balls, and 8 strikes, according to my numbers. And I would assume those numbers are correct, since that total equals what the PA announcer said for the official pitch count there for Francis Invelt. And once again, your new pitcher is going to be Boston Frick. Looking around the bases here, I don't see any other changes. We will confirm that here in 30 seconds on MSPN Digital Television.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, welcome back. So once again, Boston Frick is the new pitcher here for Yankton Post 12. They trail right now here in the bottom of the first inning, 2-0. There's one away and the base is loaded for West Fargo as we move into the 7th spot of the West Fargo batting lineup. Tate Herman, number 12. And the first pitch to Herman is on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1, and a nice pitch there by Boston Frick. Brody Medina is the runner on third. Luke Finn is the runner on second. Hudson Dinger is the runner on first for West Fargo. 0-1. And that pitch about the same area as the strike, but a little bit further outside. And I do mean just a little bit. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike as a result here for Tate Herman. And Boston Frick will come set, and he'll wind and deliver the 1-1. And this one is ripped foul into the batting cages onto the roof. The batting cages are surrounded on all angles by a netting, and he got that one onto the top of the netting there of the batting cages just outside of the patio on the right field side. 1-2 as a result of that. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And this one is going out into right field, and it will stay in foul territory, and making the catch is Easton Feeser. Runners will tag. Brody Medina will score. Luke Finn will advance to third. That'll open up second base, put runners on the corners, and make it a 3-0 ball game. Also put the second out on the board. So it'll be a sacrifice fly for Tate Herman. So once again, runners on the corners. Luke Finn on third. Hudson Dinger on first. Max Zenker, the batter. Second base is open. Pitch is outside to Zenker for ball 1. Once again, if you're just joining us, the thunderstorm that rolled through the Fargo area around 4:30 this morning damaged some of our center field setup. We have 2 broken legs on the camera tripod stand, so we have a new one on order overnight. It should be here by the championship game for sure. Fingers crossed that it might be here tomorrow. But so there's an update on that in case you're curious and you missed when I said that in the opening there. Couple of pickoff attempts here on Hudson Dinger at first, both of them unsuccessful as he's back in time. Count is 1-1 here to Max Zenker. And Zenker will foul that one off, and it'll become 1-2. And that one is into foul territory. Matthew Sheldon, the first baseman, drifts over and makes the catch, and that will end the inning. West Fargo will strand 2 on base as we conclude the first inning of play after 20 minutes. And it's 3-0. The West Fargo Patriots, 3 runs on 3 hits, and they leave a total of 2 on base on no Yankton errors in that first inning of play. We're back in 60 seconds with inning number 2 in just a moment.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Yankton has their 4, 5, 6 batters. It's Gavin Johnson at the plate now here for Yankton Post 12 as they find themselves down trailing 3-0 after 1 inning of play, and a strike is delivered. That moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gavin Johnson. We'll see Beck Reichen and Owen Wishon, the second baseman and shortstop, respectfully. And Gavin Johnson will put that through the 5-6 hole into left field, and they have their first base hit of the game and a runner on. Nice hit there by Gavin Johnson as he got a good swing on the bat on a good pitch there from Parker Henrik. So Beck Reichen, the shortstop, will step up to the plate now here with a runner on for Yankton. And I'll see if they can chip away at this 3-0 deficit here in the top half of the second. It is a nice, cool, not too hot, is in my opinion, and once again, there are 10 players on the field that might have a different opinion. I think it's a perfect day for baseball right now on a turf field. And that one's a fly ball to right field. Tate Herman's running after it into foul territory, but he will run out of room there. And that one will go out of play and foul. So strike 1 as a result. Beck Reichen in the tournament here has a hit to left field, a ground out to short, a ground out to the pitcher, and a fly out to the center fielder. And that pitch is in for a strike. Nice curveball there from Parker Henrich, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now here to Beck Reichen. Owen Wishon is on deck here for Yankton Post 12. Nobody out, runner on first is Gavin Johnson, and the pitch comes across for ball 2. A little bit below the knees there on that toss from Parker Henrich. 2 balls and 2 strikes in the 2-2 pitch, and that one's grounded into the dirt right in front of home plate, and a backspin bounce over the head of the umpire for a fouled away pitch. The count will remain 2-2 as a result. Pickoff attempt on Gavin Johnson. That was close, but he will be back in time. And a ground ball up the middle. Nice scoop there. Steps on second. Fires over to first. It's a double play. A 6-3 unassisted double play will get Gavin Johnson out at second. Beck Ryan out at first. And now there's nobody on base and 2 down here for Yankton.
Second baseman, number 3, Owen Wishon.
Jet Collins snagged that on the run. Just put his left foot on the second base bag, and now bouncing ball. Jet Collins has it again. He'll fire it across the diamond, and Jet Collins is responsible for outs 1, 2, and 3 of this inning here for West Fargo, and Yankton, as a result, gets retired with nobody left on base, and it remains 3-0 after 1.5 played here on game number 9 of the Central Plains Regional Tournament, elimination game number 3, and we're back in 60 seconds with the home half of 2 right after this here on MSPN Digital Television.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Welcome back. Going to the bottom of the second, batters 9-1-2 here for West Fargo. Start with Ryan Camarillo, and we'll also see Trey Huzar and Landon Zink this inning as well. Once again, 3-0 lead here for West Fargo in the bottom of the second. Broadcast coverage brought to you by TCI Insurance with offices in West Fargo. Also, Buffalo Wild Wings supplying food during yesterday's game, which was awesome. Matter of fact, I still got some of that food in our fridge here that's in the press box. Post 400 has done an awesome job making things comfortable for us here in this press box here over the past 5 years. Really appreciate that. That one's fouled away. Fargo Post 400 Stars have arrived on location. They are warming up by the batting cages over off the first base side. No balls and 2 strikes now here to Camarillo. One ball and 2 strikes now here to Camarillo. Broadcast coverage also brought to you by Doolittle's Wood Fire Grill, Frank's Lounge, Sweet Shots, and Mandy's of FargoND.com sponsoring our scoreboard. Certainly appreciate all the support from our sponsors this summer here as that pitch will miss for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to Ryan Camarillo. Strike fouled away, ball and ball in that order on the 2-2. And the pitch, and this one right back to Boston Frick. He'll pick it up, fire it over to Sheldon for the 1-3 ground out, and that's 1 up, 1 down here for the West Fargo Patriots, and now they'll flip it over to the top of the order.
Center fielder number 3, Trey Huzar.
So Trey Huzar 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field last time he was at the plate. Into the glove of Tate Bestie. And that one will miss for a ball. Johnson tried to frame it up over the strike zone there, but did not fool home plate umpire Tim Higgins on that one. And it's 1-0. Boston Frick will come set and deliver the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, and that'll be strike 1, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. And that one is heading on to left field. Looks like Bestie's underneath it again. And on back-to-back plate appearances here for Trey Huzar, he flies out to Tate Bestie on 2 occasions. And that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Landon Zink now into the batter's box here for West Fargo. He doubled into center field last time he was at the plate. 2 up, 2 down for West Fargo here in the bottom of the second. That first pitch will miss a little bit low and inside for ball 1. Once again, Landon Zink 1 for 1 with a double. We've hit the 30-minute mark of the ball game now. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's inside and low just like the first one, and it's 2-0. 2-0 delivery from Boston Frick. That one left his hand not the way Frick was hoping it would, and it never broke. It looked like it was potentially a slider, but like I said, I think he lost his fingertips on the ball, and that ball never slid. It just went way outside of the batter's box. And now he will throw it back inside, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk as a result. And Landon Zink finds his free pass to first base. And now Jet Collins had a single out into right field last time he was at the plate. West Fargo picking up a 4-0 win over Grand Rapids in game 3 of the tournament here. And then in game 6 of the tournament, they would get blanked in 5 innings, 10-0 to a really good Lincoln team. And that's the map to play Yankton here in game number 9 of the tournament. 31 minutes into the game, first pitch there came in for a strike, and the second pitch comes in for a ball. So it's 1-1 to Jet Collins. Yankton in game 4 of the state of the regional tournament lost 4-1 to the Fargo Post 400 Stars, and then they would come back and defeat Elkhorn to eliminate Elkhorn, Nebraska from the tournament in yesterday's game number 6 by the score of 7-2. And a pickoff attempt there, Landon Zink. Zink's back in time. So once again, a 4-1 loss to Yankton, and then rebound with a 7-2 win over Elkhorn, and that's how Yankton got into this game here against West Fargo. Fouled away pitch will make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. here to the batter, Jet Collins, with Brody Medina waiting on deck with 2 away, and Landon Zink, the runner, on first. And that one's also fouled away, so Landon Zink, who took off for second, will make the 90-foot trip back to first base. Trying to think, 90 feet, that is 30 yards. So a trip there and a trip back would be 60 yards. So if he does that trip twice from first to second, he would burn off 1 M&M. That is, did they call balk or? Yes, they did. Yep.
Balk is called on the play.
So Landon Zink advances to second on a balk, so the pitch did not happen. It remains a 1-2 count here to Jet Collins. And now Jet Collins will pop it up towards right field. And backpedaling his first baseman, Matthew Sheldon, he makes the catch. That will strand Landon Zink on base, and that will take care of inning number 2 here in Game 9 of the Central Plains Regional Tournament at Starion Bank Field. 3-0 after 2 complete on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We're back in 60 seconds with the 3rd inning right after this.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 3rd will be batters 7, 8, and 9. The bottom of the order here for Yankton Post 12. It starts off with left fielder Tate Bestie, and the first pitch is just a hair high for ball 1 from Parker Henrich. 17 pitches now, including that first pitch to Bestie here for Parker Henrich through 2 innings of play. And pitch 18 is in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Tate Bestie. We'll see Mark Cadal and Evan Cirk this inning as well here in the 8 and 9 spots of the batting lineup for Yankton Post 12. That one is popped up, fouled away over my right shoulder, which would be the right side of the home plate press box here at Starion Bank Field. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes as a result. Here's the 1-2 delivery and a check swing, and that will go into the books as a fouled away pitch because it did make contact with the bat as it never left the batter's box. It actually, so Tate Bestie, a right-handed batter, a left-handed batter, lines up on the left side of the press box. Let me think here. No, he's a right-handed batter. Looking at the camera and then looking from behind the plate, I get my left and right sides mixed up there. My apologies on that, because we have 2 different views on that. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But anyways, what I was trying to say is it bounced on one side of the batter's box and then off the bat and then bounced into the other side of the batter's box. So 1 hopper right back to Henrich. And he will toss it over to Dinger for the 1-3 ground out.
Designated hitter,
now Mark Cadal. First pitch to Cadal is in for strike 1 here from Parker Henrich. And the 0-1 pitch, I'll go into the dirt. They'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. Once again, it's Tim Higgins calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. You got Eric Guler at first base, Corey Aldrich at third base. Your umpires on the field today. 2 balls and a strike now here to Cadal. Cadal is how the pronunciation sheet that I have is showing it. So hopefully I got that right, and I apologize if I didn't. 3 balls and a strike now here to Cadal. And the 3-1. Outside, and a walk-em, and runner on here for Yankton. That'll bring up center fielder Evan Sirk.
Center fielder number 1, Evan Sirk.
One ball, one strike, and 1-1 here to Evan Sirk. Ball 2. Or I'm sorry, strike 2. I hit the right button. I said the wrong thing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one's fouled off, and we'll stay at 1-2. Once again, Evan Sirk is the batter here. Runner on first is Mark Cadal for Yankton Post 12. They trail 3-0 here in the top of the third. And that is just over the head of Jet Collins, the shortstop, into left center field. That'll advance Cadal up to second, and a base hit. We'll put 2 runners on here on the single by Evan Sirk. And Samuel Golke was returned to the top of the order now here for Yankton Post 12. Samuel Golke, his last at bat, hit a low line drive to the second baseman, Brody Medina. That was the one where Medina had to get down onto his knees to make the catch for the first out of the game back in the top of the first. So through 9 batters, Parker Henrich has tossed 32 pitches, and that was pitch 33 outside for ball 1 here to Samuel Golke. And the 1-0 delivery. And this one, bounce ball towards third, and it will sneak into shallow left field. And that will load the bases here with 1 out for Yankton. Back-to-back singles. Moves Cadal to third, Sirk to second, and Samuel Golke on first with the base hit. Now bring up Matthew Sheldon.
Number 18, Matthew Sheldon.
Sheldon had a home run in the game yesterday against Elkhorn. He sent that one off banked it off the scoreboard in right field. Strike 1 here to Sheldon. He's had a pretty good tournament too. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5 hits and 1 flyout in the tournament so far. And that pitch will miss for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Matthew Sheldon. And that flyout happened in this game. So prior to this game, he was batting 1,000 in the tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on, made contact with it, but fouled it off, and it'll be a 2-strike count. Once again, base is loaded here for Yankton, and a great opportunity to get on the scoreboard and cut into that 3-0 lead. Parker Henrich winds, delivers the 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike ball, fouled away ball in that order to bring us to the 2-2 count. Once again, Fargo Post 400 and Harrisburg will play 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game here between Yankton and Fargo Post 400. Or I'm sorry, Yankton and West Fargo, my apologies. That one is out of play on the first base side. We'll stay tight at 2-2 as a result. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a ground ball towards third. 2 hops, and it's picked up by Zenker. He steps on the bag at third and then fires over to first, but can't get it there in time. So Matthew Sheldon will get an RBI fielder's choice. Evan Sirk on the force out at third, and Samuel Golke moves up to second. So third base is open, a run scores, and it's 3-1 now here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. And that one's into right field. That could score another run. Rounding third is Evan Sirk, and he will score. And now it's 3-2. I'm sorry, it was Samuel Golke who scored to make it 3-2 on Easton Feaser's single to right field. I was still entering the stats from the previous play when that happened, so that was the reason for the mix-up there. And now we have a visit to the mound here for Fargo, or for West Fargo. So Matthew Sheldon and Easton Feaser are the base runners here on first and second for Yankton Post 12, and they have trimmed the 3-0 lead down to 1 for West Fargo. It is now 3-2 here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard in favor of West Fargo. And once again, it's an elimination game. West Fargo has never won this tournament, at least not in recent history. I didn't look back in the full team history, but they have made it to the Central Plains Regional 4 of the last 5 years. They have gone 2 and out. They have won 2. They have won 3, but they have never won the tournament. And that'll be a fly out to center field. Trey Huszar has it, and that will take care of business here in the top of the third. So they leave 2 stranded on base, and we have 2.5 complete. We have a ball game here. It's West Fargo 3 and Yankton 2 here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard, and we're back with more in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
That was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
(3-2) as we move into the bottom of the third. And as you just heard, Brody Medina will lead it off in the middle of the order. Batters 4, 5, and 6 here for West Fargo. Boston Frick will toss the first pitch on the outside edge for strike 1 to Brody Medina. Brody Medina with an RBI double to right field last time he was at the plate. That scored the first and second runs of the game here for West Fargo. And that one will miss outside to even up the count at a ball and a strike, 1-1. If West Fargo wins this game and Fargo Post for 100 is able to defeat Harrisburg, then the Stars and Patriots will meet for the 8th time this season. That is a mind-boggling number to think about. Still some baseball to play, though. And that's a pop-up to the shortstop, and Beck Reichen will have the out. So that is one gone here. Brody Medina will pop out on an infield pop out to the shortstop, and that'll bring up Luke Finn. if Yankton wins this game and Fargo Post 400 is able to defeat Harrisburg, then there would be a flip-flop in the 2 games tomorrow, depending on the outcome of Lincoln and Shakopee. Because if possible, they will not try and match previous opponents of the tournament unless it is absolutely impossible to do so. And in that scenario that I just mentioned, it would probably put the Fargo Post 400 versus Lincoln, probably, since those 2 teams haven't played yet. And West Fargo, if Shakopee were to defeat Lincoln, then West Fargo would play Shakopee because they've already played Lincoln, at least in theory. It's a hard one to tear apart and figure out, but that is in essence what would happen.
First baseman, number 24, Hudson Dinger.
All right, Hudson Dinger, 0 for 0. He was walked last time he was out to play. 2 gone now, nobody on base here for West Fargo. And the pitch to Dinger's in for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Boston Frick. Pitch that started out looking like it was going to go right down the middle of the plate, and then it just broke inside a little bit to fool the eyes of Hudson Dinger, and it caught the inside edge of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now here after that last pitch to Dinger. Tate Herman awaits on deck if Dinger can reach base, and he will reach base with a base hit to left field. It'll be a single. And now that brings up Tate Herman.
Right fielder, number 12, Tate Herman.
And right up the middle, it's a diamond cutter into center field for Tate Herman. That'll put 2 base runners on with 2 outs here for West Fargo on back-to-back singles by the Patriots. And Max Zinker will try and follow that up.
Baseman number 23, Max Zinker.
Zinker 0 for 1, popped out on a foul ball to the first baseman, Matthew Sheldon, last time he was at the plate. 2 away. And inside pitch, strike 1. And that pitch will miss to the outside, and I'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. Once again, Hudson Dinger on second, Tate Herman on first, runners on for West Fargo. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. West Fargo clinging to a 1-run lead here on the Mandy's FargoND.com scoreboard as the pitch comes in low for ball number 2 to Max Zinker, the batter. On deck is Ryan Camarillo, the catcher for West Fargo, looking for a possible opportunity to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. But that means Zinker would have to reach base with no outs occurring. And the pitch. And a ground ball to second. And it's mishandled for the moment, but he still fires it over to first in time for the out. It'll be a 4-3 ground out, stranding 2 runners on base for West Fargo, and it remains 3-2 after 3 innings of play. 3 runs on 5 hits for West Fargo.
They have 2 hits. There are no Yankton errors.
And we'll take a break and be back with more in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Welcome back. Top of the fourth. Batters 5, 6, 7 in the batting lineup here for Yankton Post 12. It starts with Beck Reichen, who grounded out to the shortstop Jet Collins last time he was at the plate. He'll take the first pitch here from Parker Henrich for ball 1. And with that pitch there, Henrich now 42, make it 43 with this pitch, and it comes across for strike 28 on 43 pitches now here for Parker Henrich, and it's a 1-1 count here to Beck Reichen. And Reichen now will fly that ball into left center field on the run. Nice grab there by Landon Zink for out number 1. Now bring up Owen Wishon.
Baseman number 3, Owen Wishon.
0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop Jet Collins. That was the ground out into a double play where Jet Collins ended up being responsible for all 3 outs in that inning. 1 ball, no strike here to Wishon. Tate Bestie into the on-deck circle for Yankton Post 12 as the pitch comes in a little bit high for ball 2. Three runs on 5 hits for West Fargo, 2 runs on 4 hits for Yankton. Neither team has committed an error as the pitch comes across for a strike, and it's 2-1, and now another strike, 2-2. Yankton so far has left 2 on base in the contest. West Fargo has left 5 on base up to this point. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Owen Wishon. And the 2-2 delivery from Henrich. And Wishon sends it to right field, and it will drift foul, and it will go out of play. And it'll be a 275-foot strike, and we'll stay tight at 2-2. So this will be pitch number 50 for Parker Henrich now. As you can see, it's getting a little gusty out there. Or I should say, as you can hear, it's getting a little gusty out there. And a ground ball out towards Jet Collins. Collins picks it up, fires it into the glove of Dinger for out number 2. A 6-3 ground out if you're scoring at home. And that puts 2 away. That'll bring us to Tate Bestie. I'll turn those field microphones down a little bit there. As that gusty wind is certainly giving me an earache in my headset here. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, I meant to say 2 outs is what I meant to say there. And that first pitch does come in for strike 1 here to Tate Bestie, who grounded out right back to the pitcher, Parker Henrich, on a 1-3 last time he was at the plate. Next pitch is in for a ball. That'll even count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, TCI Insurance, FM Convention Visitors Bureau, along with Marvin Windows and DMN Industries and Vic's Lounge, just some of our many sponsors here supporting West Fargo, Fargo Post 400, and the rest of the games here at the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now here to Tate Bestie. Mark Cadal is on deck as Bestie fires that one foul off to the first base side. They'll stay tight at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Other sponsors include Sweet Shots, Frank's Lounge, Buffalo Wild Wings, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, and Dakota Fins and Feathers. And here's a ground ball up towards Medina at second, and that will go into the books as a 4-3 ground out. And that will take care of business here in the top of the 4th. A 1-2-3 inning for Yankton, and that'll bring up the 9-1-2 batters for West Fargo in the home half of 4. Camarillo, Huzar, and Zink are due up. Boston Frick with pitch 40 in 60 seconds.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
Welcome back. Camarillo 0-for-1 with a ground out back to the pitcher, Boston Frick, last time he was at the plate. Steps up to the batter's box now to take that first pitch, and he will ground it out towards third. Samuel Golke will fire it across the diamond high, and the tag is applied for out number 1 by Matthew Sheldon, and it's a 5-3 ground out, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out here for Boston Frick and Yankton Post 12. Trey Huzar will be the next batter here for West Fargo. I want to say hi to Gene. Gene, I 100% agree with you. I've been saying that for years. And a bouncing ball to second, and that will be, did he make it? No, they did get him out. That was a very close play. It goes into the books as a 4-3 ground out. On the ground ball to Wishon, and a short toss to Sheldon, and had to get it there quickly because Trey Huzar was at full speed there. No doubt about it. So 2 up and 2 down on 2 pitches now here for... Yeah, 2 pitches so far here in this inning for Boston Frick, and there's already 2 outs on the board, and now that was pitch 3, so it will not be a 3-pitch inning. And it will not be a 4 or 5 pitch inning either, as it's ball 2 now here to Landon Zink. 1-for-1 with a double and a walk. The double went to center field, and the walk obviously is a walk. So 2 balls and no strikes. And now 2-1 as that pitch will break inside over the middle of the plate. Nice pitch there by Boston Frick. Frick, 44 pitches. This will be pitch 45 according to my numbers. 17 balls, 27 strikes, and now you can make it 28 strikes, and now the count will move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball, strike, strike in that order to come to the 2-2 count as we now hit the 1-hour mark of the ball game here. And the 2-2, that's lifted high to right field, backpedaling his Feezer, it's over his head, and it's all the way to the fence. And it's going to be at least a double for Landon Zink. He will put on the brakes there, and it's a 2-out double to right field.
Now batting the shortstop, number 14, Jet Collins.
Jet Collins now 1 for 2, a single to right and a pop out to the first baseman so far here in this contest. And now he's going to try and find the gap in right center. Running forward is Feezer, and it will drop just in front of him. He went to grab it, and the ball slipped behind him. Run will score, and the runner is safe at second. It's an RBI double for Jet Collins. He's now 2 for 3 with an RBI single and an RBI double. They will charge as an error, so it will be an RBI single with an advancement to second on the error. So we'll make that correction here. Error will be charged to the right fielder. And that one is popped up to the first baseman, Matthew Sheldon, and he will make the catch. They'll strand 1 on base, West Fargo. They do get 1 across on a hit and an error, and we'll be back with more as they get 1 more to double up on Yankton Post 12. Your score now on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard is West Fargo Patriots 4, Yankton Post 12 2. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on MSPN Digital Television.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, 8-9-1 for Yankton post 12 here to lead off the top of the 5th inning. Yankton finds himself down by a pair here, 4-2 on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard in favor of the West Fargo Patriots. Hour and 4 minutes. Mark Cadal is the batter. He'll swing and miss there. The first pitch was a ball, and now with the swing and a miss, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cadal's 0 for 0. He was walked last time he was at the plate. Parker Henrich starts this inning with 61 pitches. He's now to 63, and with the swing and the miss there, he has 64 pitches. 20 balls and 44 strikes on 64 tosses for Parker Henrich. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Mark Cadal. Nobody on base here in the top of the 5th, and the pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for out number 1.
Center fielder number 1, Evan Zirk.
And the center fielder, Evan Zirk, is 1 for 1 with a single to left center field last time he was out the plate. Here's the pitch. Down Main Street for strike 1. Mario, I want to say thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate that. We certainly try our best here at MSPN Digital Television to remain neutral and be professional as possible, and also inject a little bit of humor from now and then. There's nothing wrong with that. At least I hope not. 2 balls and a strike here to Evan Zirk. I know there was a lot of humor injected while trying to stay professional during the first inning of the last game last night. 54 minutes to play the first inning, and we saw 6 different pitchers in that inning. If you missed that game, it was one of the craziest things I had seen in my years of broadcasting baseball and softball. And I've seen a lot of crazy things in my years of doing baseball and softball games. But that certainly, if that wasn't the craziest, it's definitely in the top 2. I have to think back at all the other games and see if I can find something that would possibly bump that down into the number 2 spot. I'll temporarily put it into the number 1 spot for right now. The walk to Zirk brings us back to the top of the order here for Samuel Goki. 1 ball, no strike here to Goki. He's 1 for 2. A line drive to the second baseman and a single to left field. And now a potential ground out, potential double play. They got it. A 6-4-3 double play, starting with Jet Collins to Brody Medina over to Hudson Dinger. And that puts an end here at the top of the 5th.
No runs, no hits.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. A quick top of the 5th, and we go to the bottom of the 5th in 60 seconds. Stay tuned.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, welcome back. We head to the bottom of the fifth. West Fargo clinging to a 4-2 lead here over Yankton Post 2 in elimination game 3 here at the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Wherever you're watching or listening from and whichever team you're cheering for, we wish both teams the best of luck here in this broadcast. And outside of the final numbers on the scoreboard, we hope that might be the only thing you don't like about the scoreboard if you are in the broadcast, if you happen to be on the wrong end of that said scoreboard. 1 hour and 8 minutes, time of the game so far. And 2 pitches into the bottom of the fifth. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Luke Finn, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to the second baseman on his last trip to the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that is just going to miss low for ball 2. I thought for a moment that might be a strike, but it's a ball-strike ball to bring us to a 2-1 count here against Luke Finn. We'll see Hudson Dinger and Tate Herman in this inning as well. Once again, it's the 5, 6, 7 portion of the lineup here for West Fargo. Fly ball to center field. Running after it is Evan Sirk. It'll go over his head. He didn't quite have enough gas in the tank to get to that fly ball. It's going to be a double here for Luke Finn. He certainly gave it, Evan Sirk certainly gave it everything he had, but Luke Finn able to place that ball in the perfect spot in the outfield to earn himself a double. Hudson Dinger now, 1 for 1. He was walked his first time up, and then he singled into left field on his most recent trip to the plate. 4-2. That last hit by Luke Finn was the 8th hit of the game here for West Fargo. Hudson Dinger 1 for 1, walking a single. The first pitch missed for a ball, so it's 1-0. Boston Frick will come set. He'll take a glance at Luke Finn on second, another glance at Finn, and now deliver the pitch. And that's a high fly ball. Should be catchable this time for Evan Sirk, and it is in his glove, and that will, Luke Finn will stay tight at second base, and that's out number 1. Evan Sirk.
Right fielder number 12, Tate Herman.
Setting up a little bit more to his right than he was on that previous at-bat by Luke Finn. And was able to make the catch that time. Now Tate Herman will come to the plate for the West Fargo Patriots. 1 for 1 with a sac fly to right field to score a run. He also got a single to center field, and for a moment there, I thought the ball and the bat went to right field, but Tate Herman able to hang on to the bat, and the ball goes foul for strike 1. I've done a West Fargo game where the bat did go foul over and out of play. That happened at the Gopher Classic tournament, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. That was the year that West Fargo won the Gopher Classic tournament, playing at a couple of venues in and around the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. In that game, a foul ball to the left field side, and the bat went out of play too. Fly ball. Oh, and he dropped the ball. That's going to be an error on center fielder Evan Sirk. What looked like to be a routine fly out to center is going to result in the second error of the game, and I'm not sure what happened there with Evan Sirk. Maybe he misjudged the timing of that ball, and he closed his glove before the ball got all the way into his glove, and it bounced off the tip of the glove and dropped to the ground for an error. You don't see an error on a play like that too often. So runners on first and third as a result of the error. Unfortunate mishap there and now Evan Sirk it'll go to left field this time, and that will be a fly out, and it will score Luke Finn from third, and West Fargo will take a 5-0 lead. Second out is on the board with the sac fly by Max Zinker.
Catcher number 21, Ryan Camarillo.
Tate Herman stays at first, so 1 runner on in a 5-2 game. And the pitch from Boston Frick will just miss for a ball. It's Ryan Camarillo, the catcher here for West Fargo. 1 ball, no strike. 5-2 ball game, and this one right up the middle and right back to Frick and right over to Sheldon for the 3rd out. So they'll strand 1. They get a run on a hit and an error, and they leave 1 stranded, and we go now to the 6th inning of play.
Pages to the 5th, they scored 1 run.
Back in 60 seconds here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, welcome back.
Leading off top of the 6th, the first baseman, number 18, Matthew Sheldon.
There we go. Now we got everything ready to go. Gene, I'm going to take the kids out to eat, and we'll talk to you maybe a little bit later today. Thanks for tuning in, Gene. I appreciate that, and hope you get some good food there. Fly ball to left field here for Matthew Sheldon, and it just fouled, just barely foul. Had that stayed fair, it would have been the 2nd home run of the tournament here for Matthew Sheldon. One hour and 15 minutes, so it'll be strike 1 here on the foul ball. Sheldon's 0 for 2, a fly out and reached on a fielder's choice. 3-1 here to Sheldon, and that one's a fly ball to center field. Trey Huzar will backpedal a few steps, and he has it in his glove for out number 1. So a fly out to center makes Matthew Sheldon 0 for 3 on the day, and I'll bring up Easton Feeser now.
Easton Feeser.
Swinging and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me. Feeser 1 for 2 with a fly out and a single to right field. The fly out went to left field, the single went to right field. And that one's fouled away, and it'll stay at an 0-2 count. Two runs on 4 hits for Yankton, 5 runs on 8 hits for West Fargo. Yankton has committed 2 errors in the game so far. And that'll be a strikeout. Puts out number 2 on the board and brings up Gavin Johnson. Stone, that's true. You can watch this on your home TV, a computer, laptop, or any mobile device. That is very true. 1 ball, no strikes here to Gavin Johnson. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Once again, Fargo post 400 in Harrisburg. Post 45, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Ground ball to Jack Collins, the shortstop. He fires it over to Hudson Dinger, and that is out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning here for Yankton. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And coming up here in the home half of the 6th for West Fargo, it'll be batters 1, 2, and 3. Trey Huzar, Landon Zink, Jet Collins. When we return after this here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Game 2 of the day is between Harrisburg, South Dakota and Fargo Post 400. Leading off the home half of the 6th, center fielder number 3, Trey Husar.
Trey Husar is due for something here. He's 0 for 3. A ground out to, a fly out to left, another fly out to left, and then a ground out to the second baseman so far. So we'll see if he can end his 0 for 3 streak here on his 4th trip to the plate today. He'll foul the first one off to the third base side for strike number 1. And the 0-1 delivery, and this one a fly ball out into center field. Evan Sirk will redeem himself and make the catch this time around, although it wasn't an easy catch to make. He had to make it on the run, and he had to stretch out his glove hand to the maximum extension there to make that catch. So a nice play there by Evan Sirk. I'm sure he, and it certainly looks like he shook off that mishap last inning there. Like I said, I've probably done, I don't know, 7, 8, 100, 1,000 baseball, softball games. I've never seen that. Base hit to deep right field. Dropped right inside the foul line. Landon Zink heading to third, and he will do a head-first slide for a triple. Landon Zink with a double, walk, double, and now a triple. So he's got the hardest part of a potential cycle completed.
Shortstop number 14, Jet Collins.
Just needs a single and a home run. We are in the bottom of the 6th. I don't know if he'll get to bat 2 more times. He might get to bat 1 more time, but I'm not sure about 2 more times. Jet Collins 2 for 3. A single to right, a pop out to the first baseman, and another single to right. Both singles resulted in RBIs. 1 ball, no strike here to Jet Collins. Make that 2 balls and no strikes. As the other pitch comes in, Boston Frick now, he's 2 pitches shy of the 70 mark. And pitch 69 is going to be a blooper into right field. Coming in from third is Landon Zink. And Jet Collins is having himself a day. He has 3 RBI singles in this game. And that is the 10th hit of the ball game for West Fargo. 6 runs on 10 hits now here for the West Fargo Patriots as they increase their lead to 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Swap out the runner on third for a runner on first for West Fargo, and that'll bring to the plate Brody Medina. Runner takes off and a ground ball out towards second, right or short. Reichen picks it up, fires it over to first. There was no play at second for a potential double play as Jet Collins is taken off before the ball was hit. He was already halfway to second. There was no way they were getting him out. So it's the equivalent of a sacrifice bunt. And even though it's officially recorded as a 6-3 ground out, moves Jet Collins to second, and now Luke Finn is the batter with 2 away, here in the bottom of the 6th. And a little bit of a pause and a turn to your second for Boston Frick. And we'll reset here. Luke Finn 1 for 2 as he takes the first pitch low and in for a ball. 1 for 2 with a walk, a ground out to second, and a double to left center. Two balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes now here to Luke Finn. Once again, the runner on second is Jet Collins. And strike 1 there as Boston Frick will cash in his free strike coupon on the 3-0 count and make it 3-1. 1 hour and 25 minutes time of the game. Boston Frick with pitch 75 here. And pitch 75 going out into left center field. Evan Sirk's running after it, but it'll drop in between Sirk and Bestie. Rounding third is Jet Collins. He scores. It's an RBI single for Luke Finn, and the West Fargo Patriots take a 7-2 lead on the 11th hit of the ball game. Wrong button, but it still counts as 1 run, so there's a lot of buttons here in front of me, and I sometimes rearrange them to avoid that. So ignore the graphic on your screen there. It's an RBI single for Luke Finn. And we have a visit to the mound here for Yankton. And will that do it for Boston Frick? I had him at 75 pitches. Looks like it's just going to be a conversation at this point. Stone, yeah, everything you said in regards to that question, I 100% agree with. And Gary, that's some interesting information. 48 teams in the postseason in Class A in Nebraska, which is the equivalent to North Dakota's AA. And of those 48 teams, 30 are located in Omaha or a suburban Omaha suburb, and 7 more are in the Lincoln area. So 37 of the 48 teams are in and around Omaha and Lincoln in Nebraska. That's very interesting to learn. It's always fun to learn about some of these teams. You know, we make several trips down to well, not several trips, but one trip for several years down to the Omaha, Nebraska area here, covering Fargo Post 400 in West Fargo and either the Battle of Omaha tournament or the Creighton Prep College World Series tournament. We've been in both of those. We've also have done some. We've also helped out some of our other North Dakota teams in those tournaments, including Dickinson and Bismarck, and over the years, broadcasting games. Matter of fact, if you were tuned into our game yesterday, as we do have a new pitcher here for Yankton. He's taking his warm-up tosses. The new pitcher will be here, Cohen Zabrak. There we go. I'm looking at the pronunciation sheet. I do believe it's Zabrak for Yankton Post 12, who's warming up. But as I was saying, if you were watching our broadcast yesterday, it was during the first inning of the Shakopee Post 400 game, and I was talking about our good friend Eric Tiansen, we did exchange texts last night. He said that I may not have broken the record for the longest game, but he's pretty sure that I have the record for the longest first inning. So, and I would not disagree with that. But Eric Tiansen covered that. I believe it was a 14-inning game for West Fargo taking on West Side, or during their summer name, I believe they're called the Battle Warriors. Their high school name is the West Side Warriors. And I believe their summer baseball team is called the Battle Warriors. But that game went to like 14 innings. I think it went somewhere in the 1 o'clock hour in the morning, and it was a little over 4 hours in length. Yesterday's game, I think, if I looked at the stats correctly, was about 2 hours and 40 minutes, I believe. So, yeah, I came about a little over an hour shy of breaking the longest game record here on MSPN Digital Television. But like Eric said in the text message, I probably have the record for the longest first inning now. So that if that's the only record I have, that I'll take it, because 4+ hours is a long game. Of course, West Fargo fans, even though West Fargo ended up losing that game, it's not the sourest of memories for West Fargo. I mean, it was still an exciting game, and one team had to win, one team had to lose. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Hudson Dinger. I remember when that winning run was scored, and more on that in a moment. Ground ball out towards short. Beck Reichen will toss it to second for the force out, and that will end the inning. They'll leave one stranded on base, field the fielder's choice. And we'll go now to the top of the 7th. And I'll continue my little story when we return in the top of the 7th here in 60 seconds. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Welcome back. Top of the 7th here. The B-Batters 5, 6, and 7 for Yankton Post 12. At least, let's see, they're making it. Yep, they're making a change here. So instead of Beck Reichen, they are going to put in Chase Cooley. Number 7, Chase Cooley, will enter into the number 5 spot in the batting lineup here for Yankton Post 12. To finish my story from the bottom of the 6th, when that 14-inning game between the Battle Warriors and the West Fargo Patriots came to a conclusion, and I was watching it on my phone from the hotel room, because how could you not watch a game like that, right? This one, a foul ball, first base side, and that'll be strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Chase Cooley. I remember Eric Tiansen said, and I don't remember the name of the player that came in from third, but he came in to score, and Eric Tiansen's like, finally, this game is over. And I just chuckled in my hotel room because I felt bad for the kid. I mean, he was there for almost 5 hours broadcasting a baseball game. And so, yeah, finally the game was over. And as much as West Fargo would have loved to win that game, I think they can sympathize with our broadcaster that day when he said finally the game is over. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count now here to Chase Cooley. And that'll be strike 2. That is one game I'll never forget. Called some fantastic finishes to game. And I remember a couple of football games that I called that had fantastic innings. And one basketball game that happened last year. Strikeout to Chase Cooley, goes down looking.
Second baseman, number 3, Owen Wishon.
Most exciting finish to a basketball game had the Moorhead Spuds taking on the Sauk Rapids Rice Storm. Moorhead Spuds hit a buzzer beater at the end of regulation. They hit a buzzer beater at the end of the first overtime to tie it. And then down by 2, they hit a buzzer beater from 3/4 of a court to win the game 105-104. If you want to see that, go to our tape deck playlist on our MSPN YouTube channel. I watched it twice last night. I'll never get over that one. 1-1 the count now here to Owen Wishon, the second baseman here for Yankton Post 12. Next pitch comes in for a ball. It's 2-1. Henrich will deliver, and he's in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Wishon's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs, both of them to Jet Collins, the shortstop. And that one's outside for ball 3. One of the most exciting finishes to a football game happened between Kindred and Shanley, and the Fargo people are probably familiar with those two teams. Shanley was up by like almost 30 points at halftime, and it looked like they were going to walk away with that game and earn themselves a trip to the Dakota Bowl. And then Kindred came back in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, and it came down to 2 seconds left on the clock and about a 34-yard pass to the end zone to win the game from Kindred in a thrilling come-from-behind victory to upset Shanley in that game. That happened, I think, 5 or 6 years ago, if I remember correctly. So that was my most exciting ending to a football game. No balls and 1 strike. The count now here to Tate Bestie, the batter. And now you can make it 0-2. Tate Bestie 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to the second baseman. Swing and a miss. And that's strike number 3. That was actually, they made another switch here. My apologies. It was Madden McQuaid who just struck out. I didn't catch the jersey number here. Let's see, who's this one? Okay, this one is the scheduled batter, Matt Cadal at the number 8 spot. 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And that one's low for ball 1. I called a baseball game a few years ago. Swing and a miss, strike 2 between Barnesville and Frazee, where the 2 pitchers combined for 29 strikeouts in the doubleheader. That was an impressive performance from 2 pitchers as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and that one's popped away, fouled off to the first base side. One and 2. And a ground ball that will get by Brody Medina into right field. It's a base hit, and that'll put the second runner on base here for Yankton. They trail 7-2. There's 2 outs on the board. And now they have 2 base runners on. We'll see if they can, what they can do here. It's going to be a mound visit from Coach Roll. Oh, and that was, okay. So the reason for the mound visit here is I had Henrich at 104, but it will be 105. And so that's the pitch limit, so they'll have no choice but to replace Parker Henrich, who had a fantastic game today. Allowed 2 runs so far. If Wishon and Cadal come in, he will be credited with a 3 and/or 4 run allowed on 105 pitches. We're an hour and 37 minutes into the game, and your new pitcher coming up here in 60 seconds. He'll face Evan Sirk with 2 away, and we'll see if he can get the 3rd out. We'll tell you who that new pitcher is here in 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carryall collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Designated hitter number 4, Luke Finn, has now moved to play in left field.
All right, so the DH, Luke Finn, moves out to left field, and Landon Zink comes from left field onto the mound to be the new pitcher here to try and get the final out for West Fargo and wrap this one up. Stone, you brought something up in the comments that I saw during the commercial break there. Yes, Andy Young is an assistant coach to head coach Todd Roll for the West Fargo Patriots, and Andy played Legion baseball for the West Fargo Patriots, and he also played, I think, 3 seasons for the 2 seasons for sure, I think maybe 3 for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then after retiring from the major leagues, he took a flight right back to West Fargo and accepted the coaching job here for the West Fargo Patriots. So that's a fun little story there for West Fargo. And that one is fouled away off to the third base side. We're at 1 hour and 40 minutes, time of the ball game. So strike 1, 2 runners on for Yankton, and strike 2. Evan Sirk is down to his final strike here. He needs a base hit to see if they can't get a 2-out rally going here. And Landon Zink, can he end it here? No, he cannot. It will be a base hit to right center field. It will go all the way to the fence. Rounding third is Wishon. Heading into third is Kadal. They'll send him around third. And it will be a 2-run RBI double for Evan Sirk to the fence in right center field. 2-run score, and it is a 7-4 game. Kadal hustled around third from first to score that much-needed second run. They still have a little bit of work to do, but it's a start. Can Yankton pull off something here? And that one's going to about the same spot, but it looks like Tate Herman's there, and he makes the catch. And that will do it. They'll leave one stranded on base, and that'll be your final score.
Yankton in the 7th, they scored 2 runs. On 2 hits, there are no West Fargo errors. 1 runner was left on base. Final line score, the West Fargo Patriots scored 7 runs on 11 hits. They committed no errors. Yankton post 12, 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 2 errors. Winning pitcher for West Fargo, Parker Henrich.
And let's see here. And the left on base numbers aren't correct. So everything you see on your screen there is almost correct here. Let me. All right, so there you go. There's your final numbers. West Fargo 7 runs on 11 hits on 2 Yankton post 12 errors. For Yankton post 12, they got 4 runs on 6 hits on no West Fargo errors. Yankton leaves 3 on base. The West Fargo Patriots leave 8 on base. And a great ball game here that Yankton post 12 just fell a little bit short in, as they certainly tried to make a rally here in the top of the 7th, only able to get 2 runs across the plate. Time of the game, 1 hour and 42 minutes. And for Yankton, their season will come to a close with an overall record of, stand by, I'm looking for it on the piece of paper here that I have, 30 wins and 13 losses will be the final tally here for Yankton Post 12 on the 2025 season. 30 wins and 14 losses, while the West Fargo Patriots, with the victory here, improved to, I believe it's 41 wins. Where to go here? 44 wins, excuse me. Or no, 44 wins, 14 losses, and 1 tie on the season there. As the West Fargo was just updating it as I was saying it there, and the number switched from 43 to 44 right as I logged in. So there you go. So West Fargo will move to the 11. Let's see here. This is game 9. So they'll move to the 11 a.m. game tomorrow, and they will play. Now let's sort this one out here. They will play the loser of Game 11, which is Lincoln and Shakopee. If the loser of Game 11 happens to be Lincoln, then they will do a switch-up so that West Fargo potentially plays either Shakopee or Fargo Post 400, as West Fargo also, let's see here, West Fargo has not played Harrisburg yet either. So West Fargo will play either Fargo Post 400 or Harrisburg if Lincoln loses the game versus Shakopee tonight. If Shakopee loses the game against Lincoln tonight, then Shakopee will play West Fargo at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Did you get that all straight? I hope so. Hopefully I got it all straight, well, more importantly. So that'll wrap it up. So our next game will start here in roughly 30 minutes, so that'll put us at approximately a 1:15 start. Clouds are rolling in. It wouldn't surprise me if they can get this game started at 1:05 or 1:10 that they'll probably go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and log off and close out this broadcast here and get things reset for that next game. Once again, your final score in this one, the West Fargo Patriots 7 and Yankton Post 12 4. Big congratulations to Yankton. It's been fun watching the Yankton team here in the Central Plains Regional Tournament, and we wish you the absolute best moving forward into the 2026 season. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again here in a little under 30 minutes here on MSPN Digital Television.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPNDTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.